Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a seriously mind-bending text that completely redefines the fabric of the universe and, honestly, our entire reason for being here. We're looking at the cosmic purpose of humanity and answering exactly why we are really here. So let's kick things off with a pretty provocative question from a student in the source text. They ask, is God sly? Basically, does the divine intentionally delay answering our prayers just to teach us hard lessons? We've all been there, right? You're struggling, you're waiting for an answer, and it almost feels like the universe is just playing a massive trick on you. Well, to answer that, we're jumping right into section 1, the true meaning of God and the universe. And to really get this, we've got to completely throw out that old school image of a human-like figure sitting up in the clouds passing judgment. Instead, we need to look at the vast energy of the cosmos itself. The text breaks cosmic energy down into two massive categories. On one side, you have material energy. This is the physical universe, every single atom, every star, all the physical elements. And the source actually argues that this is literally God's physical body. Then on the flip side, you have non-material energy. Think of these as individual souls, the quantum spirits that navigate through all that physical space. Which brings us right to section 2, humans as the fusion of matter and soul. So what happens when these two massive cosmic forces crash into each other? Well, they create us. The source points out something absolutely fascinating about the Korean word for human, ingon. It uses a character that literally translates to the space between, or fusion. By its very definition, humans are the exact intersection where God's material cells meet the universe's non-material quantum soul energy. We are literally the ultimate cosmic bridge. How cool is that? And here's where the cosmic math gets really interesting. Over billions of years, our non-material elemental energy accumulated this sort of clouded mass. So to clear it out and evolve, the soul's energy actually split. Basically, 30% of your soul's original energy came down here to Earth, inhabiting a physical body so it could grow, but a whopping 70%? That remains anchored way out there in the vast universe. So you are quite literally tethered to the cosmos at all times. Moving on to section 3, the era of praying for blessings is over. Because of this cosmic setup, we've reached a major turning point where the old methods simply don't work anymore. The text lays out this grand cosmic timeline. We're talking billions of years of elements accumulating, eventually leading to humans inhabiting Earth to grow. But then, it pinpoints this monumental, and honestly surprisingly specific, shift in the year 2013. According to the source, this was the shift from the pre-heaven era into what it calls the post-heaven era. It's a brand new age, and it's completely defined by our own proactive spiritual responsibility. Let's contrast these two eras. Back in the day, the dynamic was totally passive. It was all about begging on our knees for help from a human-like God just to survive. But in this new future, our job is completely different. We're now considered descendants of heaven, and our new role is to actively emit positive energy and actually bring joy to the universe through our actions. The text implies that if we're still just down here begging for favors, especially after the universe spent billions of years setting up this perfect environment for us, it actually saddens the divine. The time for begging is over. All right, section 4, quantum energy and the power of words. If we aren't supposed to be praying and begging anymore, how exactly do we emit this positive energy? Well, it's a specific 3-step process. Step 1, you cultivate yourself. That means learning, experiencing, and growing internally. Step 2, you take that internal growth and you speak highly meaningful words. We're talking true, refined spoken wisdom. And finally, step 3, the actual act of speaking your truth generates high mass quantum energy. And the wild part? The text says this energy isn't bound by space or time. It instantly ripples out across the universe, literally altering the physical world. I absolutely love the celestial metaphor the speaker uses here. Think about our solar system. Incomplete beings are kind of like planets, right? Like Earth or Mars. They just sit there, selfishly absorbing energy from the outside just to survive. But as you evolve and finish your internal growth, you're supposed to become like the sun. The sun is a completed body that radiates and blasts immense life-giving energy out to everything else. In this post-heaven era, we are meant to become suns. So let's bring this down to earth in section 5, the spiritual era and the role of the intellectual. We really need to ground these massive cosmic concepts into our everyday modern reality. Because missing this cosmic shift, that's exactly what's causing so much crisis in society today. The source drops this incredibly profound quote. If you give someone knowledge but no purpose, they will despair. Let that sink in for a second. The text uses this idea to explain why so many highly educated people today, people who look like they have every material advantage in the world, still fall into deep depression or feel totally lost. It's what the text calls the modern trap. Think about it. We've been given all this immense knowledge and education, right? But society still treats us like mere tools for physical survival. We're shoved into these mindless jobs just to scrape together a paycheck, completely lacking any sort of cosmic why. We're treated like money-making machines instead of cosmic beings meant to emit powerful, helpful energy. When you take a highly intelligent person and strip away their true purpose, that internal friction becomes absolutely unbearable. Which brings us to our final takeaway in Section 6, moving beyond earning a living to a rewarding life. The good news is, we don't have to stay stuck in this trap. We can move beyond mere survival. Stepping into this new spiritual era means finally uncovering your deeper why. It's about taking whatever knowledge or skills you've built up and using them to actively benefit society. Once you realize your job isn't just to work for money, but to be a cosmic energy emitter, to be a sun, you completely transform those boring, mundane daily tasks into rewarding acts of cosmic harmony. You finally wake up to your immense true worth. Which leaves us with one final lingering question to think about. What kind of energy are you emitting into the universe right now? Are you still living like a planet, just sitting there absorbing resources? Or are you ready to find your purpose and blast your own unique starlight out into the world? Stop absorbing. Start emitting. Think about it, and we'll catch you next time.